won't you come follow me? I'll take time to notice all that I see. And after I've come so far, you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. But life is a vision, that's how it should be. The world is a canvas, and the choices are free. At the end of the journey, where all is complete, they'll all wonder where I've gone, but you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. Our dreams last forever, for all that we know. The roads come together, and that's where we'll go.
Buenas, Micronesia. Welcome to this Tuesday, November 6, 2019 edition of Kandit News. I'm Troy Torres.
And I'm Johnny Rosario.
Welcome to our studios here in Tumon, Guam. To get started, let's bring up the white car. With a license plate Tumon 3688. This white, either Kia or Hyundai, is driven by a woman who a couple of weeks ago was driving by BP Carbolito Elementary School and hit a dog, which was being chased by its owner. And then she just drove away laughing on her cell phone. Now, aside from it being a despicable thing to do, to be laughing while driving away after hitting someone's dog, she was on her cell phone and she was speeding past 15 miles per hour in a school zone where children were present. So imagine if that was your kid instead of that dog that got hit by a car, what kind of public outcry there would be. Anyway, if you see this car anywhere on the roads, please call police at 472-8911 to report that this rhymes with itch, rhymes with punt.
Dog killer.
Dog killer. You like that? You like rhymes with itch,
Yes.
rhymes with punt?
Yes.
Is still on our roads, needs to be taken off our roads, just like Marlene Eboli. The the boy. I mean, the boy. The woman
Who killed the David's kid?
Yes, who hit Jenny and Rick David's kid and killed their kid. We're just gonna post this every night until she's found. That's all.
And it is a Hyundai hatchback.
It is. Mm-hmm. It's a Hyundai. Mm-hmm. You saw it.
Mm-hmm. It's H.
There was news today out of. Pardon me. News today out of Adelup regarding the Davis case. So here it is. This is a statement on Davis versus Guam from the governor's office. This morning, the office of the governor was informed by attorney Mike Phillips that the United States Supreme Court rejected his filing. While this decision was a disappointment,
Mike Phillips' filing, right?
His filing, yep. While this decision was a disappointment, it was not unexpected. All attorneys involved advised of the small likelihood that the court would entertain the petition as well as the risks involved if the court had taken up that petition. Despite this fact, pursuing other alternatives to preserve our voice in Guam's self-determination effort required that all appellate options were exhausted. But there is an alternative draft legislation which will attempt to meet the narrow holding of the Ninth Circuit Court will be forwarded to Senator Therese Terlahi in an effort to continue the momentum that the Commission on Decolonization has generated for the past year. This important work will continue until Guam's native inhabitants have cast their votes for self-determination. Well, aside from all the obvious stuff, I'm a little taken aback by, and this is apparently drafted by Carlo Branch, Director of Policy. He's the person to contact. I'm a little taken aback by that last statement about the efforts made by the Commission on Decolonization only over the past year. What the Commission on Decolonization has to work on right now, as in its foundation, was built during the Calvo administration. And though I'm woe to give any credit to former Governor Eddie Calvo for anything, we just have to give credit where credit's due. And he was the guy who jump-started the commission.
But that's her administration. Her administration, her government, that is expected of Lourdes Leon Guerrero.
But she's lying. This is not just something that started over the past year. This is just that. Let's not make this partisan, guys. This is the decolonization effort. Whether you believe Guam should be closer to the United States or have an independent relationship from the United States, whatever your position on this is, that it's an important thing to do. And
maybe she just jumped on board a year ago.
Maybe. You're right.
But it's been going on for how long, Troy?
I would say that Governor Eddie Calvo jump-started it in 2015, I think it was, or maybe even 2014. I can't remember, but it was a few years ago, and it wasn't just really him. It was like all these academics, all these activists throughout the community who jumped on board to help resuscitate this effort, which sort of fell by the wayside politically. I'm not talking about the activists have always been on it, but at least in the government, it fell by the wayside sometime after the failure of the Draft Commonwealth Act during the Gutierrez administration. And then Governor Carl Gutierrez didn't pick it up after the Draft Commonwealth Act failed. Governor Felix Camacho did not make it a priority. And then after Governor Calvo's first term, Governor Calvo made it a priority. And Governor Leon Guerrero now is acting like this is something that she's been so concerned about. Lady, you missed the deadline. Like, it's a filing deadline. If it was so important to you, why'd you miss the deadline?
I think this is just a stunt, a political stunt.
Like they were going to purposely miss the deadline?
No, I think that she can say, I did what I could, Guam.
Oh, that's not good enough. That ain't good enough.
Well, my impression was good, huh?
My dad used to get so mad at me for not like erasing the math work. Like if I didn't erase it to the point where he couldn't see the pencil marks anymore, he would get so upset because I half-butted my work. Like you cannot say that you did your job and you missed a deadline. The filing deadline.
Or maybe she just needed to give Mike Phillips something to do.
So that she could pay him? Well, the Supreme Court didn't feel that he should be paid much money because they came back pretty quick. And
Super
said,
quick.
Hell no.
Sorry, we are not on tomorrow time. We are on daylight savings time, not tomorrow time, Governor Lou Leonguero.
This is such a stupid story, I swear. Not that decolonization is stupid. I'm talking about the political machinations going on here and how they put out a whole press release about how the Supreme Court said no to their missed deadline.
The Supreme Court said, Mueller.
Did anything else go on today before we go into our top stories?
I don't know.
No, right? I mean, there is the big Brenda story that we're waiting for some other stuff.
Yeah.
For some other things to fall into place on. But other than that, no, I guess let's just get to our top stories, which is a series of things that starts with Hero of the freaking day.
Hero of the year.
Jesse Mendiola. All hail Jesse Mendiola. Do we have his picture so everyone can? Well, we have a good 10 minutes of footage, right, Chalu? Yes. Is something that you put together with sound and everything, right? Yes. Well, why don't we show everyone that for now? Let me just
introduce it.
Yeah. You want to go ahead?
No.
So earlier today, around 4:30 p.m., a resident by the name of Jesse Mendiola. He's, for all of us, Kandit family. We know exactly who Jesse is. He's one of our brothers. Mm-hmm. And he has been along our journey, or we've been along his journey, however you want to call it, in keeping sober.
Recovery.
Yes, Jesse is a recovering drug addict. He has been to prison. He has experienced it all. And he has been very vocal over the past couple of years about saying no to drugs.
And putting his life together and the journey of putting that back together.
Yeah, and he's been very successful about it. And
erasing the paper all the way.
Yes, he erases it all the way.
So he can rewrite his story.
So that my dad doesn't copla him from heaven. And and so very recently he started talking about gambling. Well, he's talked about the game rooms.
Yes.
Over the past couple of years, but it's been something that he's been enunciating more and more because of the increase in crime that has been going on around game rooms, and apparently King's Restaurant and Funfair at Micronesia Mall and laundromats. And so today he had enough of it. Yeah, and he went to King's, saw the two Liberty machines that are to the right of the entrance. As soon as you enter, it's just right there where the restroom is.
In order for people to use the restroom, they have to pass that area.
Including kids. Mm-hmm. And there were kids in the restaurant, and Mr. Mendiola said, enough. He called the Guam Police Department, and here's what happened.
The law clearly states here that major participants, that it is unlawful for any person under 18 to be present at or participant. So from my understanding, the Liberty machines are located here, and the kids are present throughout the entire establishment. So I was wondering, this is perhaps a pretty much clear violation of the law, right?
You want to be the complainant?
Yes, I would like to be the complainant against Guam Music King, and I believe King should be shut down until this issue is resolved, simply for the safety, the fact of the children. this violation of crime.
You start with, what's your name, sir?
Jesse Mendiola.
Was it were they asking 50 questions?
No, he actually took some time because he had to go to the computer and research what classification to put it under. Yeah, for the complaint.
Gosh, that would be important to.
Yeah.
Filed the complaint?
Yeah, I filed a complaint.
So then just the basics of whatever.
Okay, basically, I was
Wait, can I get on video?
Yeah.
That's fine.
You know, while patroning King's Restaurant, I observed two Liberty machines and a few children walking by the machines, and it dawned on me that it's actually illegal to have machines in the vicinity or anywhere near these children. And I got the law that states right here, it's Business Regulations Chapter 7 on gaming. It says here, it is unlawful for any person under 18 of age to be present at or participate in any gaming. And it's kind of difficult for individuals to control or maintain who plays that machine and who doesn't. There are no physical barriers aside, you know, to block off minors and whatnot. My thing is here, I'm not opposed to anybody making their money. I'm opposed to the pain and suffering and the addiction that this thing leads up to. So many people are lost, you know, and I'm a nobody that's gonna be a somebody with the support of everybody to take down these game rooms. That's my ultimate goal here, is to take down these game rooms. If I cannot make a dent in the drug epidemic, I can at least start with the game room. Because I am a product of addiction. I come from drug addiction and gambling addiction. And I know firsthand what this creates. The people of our island are suffering, and these game rooms are contributing to the pain and suffering as well. What essentially begins as a choice turns into a full-blown addiction that cascades and affects every single person across this island. And you know, so I filed a complaint today because we don't need our minors to be around these kind of gaming machines. And basically, it's, imagine me, a 10-year-old kid or a 14-year-old kid. I'm intrigued by the symbols on the machines, so I ask my brother or so, you know, whatnot, to come over here and play this machine and whatnot. Already, I'm gonna develop something in my mind because the attraction to it all. So there needs to be some sort of either abolition of it all, so more stricter regulations, and just basically like how mosquitoes infest everything, game rooms are a breeding ground. It's a breeding ground for criminal activity to continue to flourish out there.
Did you file against anyone specifically?
I filed against several individuals, Guam Music Inc., and all the individuals associated with Guam Music Inc., Yoshina Hara, Connie Joe Brennan, Johnny Couturis, and everyone else that's associated with that. I filed a complaint with King's Restaurant. King's is supposed to be a family establishment. They should not have any gaming devices there. Any gaming devices whatsoever that will not amuse a kid or a preteen or a young adult, but further enable their addiction or further enable their path towards addiction.
How many kids were there?
I noticed about 5 children there.
Around what ages do you think?
They range from 10 to 13. And there were a couple of kids that were like under the age of 10.
Did you see any of them going near the game room machines?
Matter of fact, I did. I saw a few of them go to the buttons and press on the buttons. Of course, they didn't put money in it because they don't got money. But the simple fact that they're already being lured to the game room or to the Liberty machines by the sheer symbols of it and the lights blinking and whatnot. You know, kids are very impressionable. They see bright, vivid colors. They want to go over there and investigate and see what's this all about. You know, yes, some may say that perhaps it's a parent's job to control their kids, but that's just one issue. I'm talking about preteens, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds who have the potential to lead down that path and for addiction to to overcome them. We don't need to be creating addicts at such a young age. It's bad enough we have an ice epidemic and an opiate epidemic on this island, yet now we're gonna have a gambling epidemic?
When did you notice this event? What was the gate?
Oh, it was today. It was around 3 o'clock, 3:30. Made the phone call to GPD.
Do you know if any arrests have been made?
No arrests have been made. It's gonna take 10 days for the complaint and the report to be produced because he has to do further research on it. And then he's gonna get back to me. I told him I'll get back to him in 10 days.
What else did the police officer say to you?
Not much. He actually commended me. He commended me because he said shutting down these game rooms will help alleviate the stress and the crime that they have to report to. He mentioned that most of the robberies being reported are out of the game rooms.
Wow.
And he also mentioned that most of the drug activities that are outside is in direct link to the game room. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer. You got drugs, you got gambling, you got dual addictions. That's a recipe and a cocktail for disaster for any individual on Guam. I don't care how you choose to spend your money. I'm not gonna let my loved one continue to spend his or her money and ruin their life when they have no control over their emotions, what they're thinking, what they're doing.
Did the reporting officer have to call like a sergeant or anything, or
No.
the Attorney General's office?
No, he didn't do that. He just said that he's gonna investigate it further.
Where'd you come from?
I came from work, then I went over to King's.
Okay.
And then I
You just about to get a bite to eat or something like that?
yeah. And then I saw that, and you know what? I'm really irate with these game rooms, man. This is my thought. The game room owners, you guys have already made your money, man. Shut down the business. Give the people back, give the families back their loved ones that are still lost. You made your money. There's no need to feed off the greed of people. For what?
How difficult is this addiction?
Oh, it's difficult. Oh man, gambling addiction it's a difficult addiction to kick, especially if there's drugs involved. Especially because from the moment they wake up, they get high, then they go straight to the game room and all they want to do is play. Play. I've been at game rooms for 48 hours straight myself. I've lost tens of thousands of dollars at the game rooms. Am I bitter? No, I'm not bitter because it's a lesson learned. Like I said, I'm not attacking the game room owners for wanting to make money. I'm attacking for their contribution in the pain and suffering that is continuing on this island. That is one reason why, that's the primary reason why. And if like I said, if I cannot make a dent in the drug epidemic, sorry, lost my train of thought there. In the drug epidemic, I can definitely try and make a dent in the gambling.
Are you aware of these same Liberty machines over at the Fun Fair at the Micronesian Mall?
No, I am not. Now that you have told me about that, I think I'm going to take a trip over there and file probably another complaint.
Oh, excellent.
You know, over there, because anywhere there are children involved, I don't care if they're 17, 16, 15, 14, whatever the age may be, there should not be any form of money going into a machine that a kid puts in. That's already gambling. That's already gambling. You put $1 in the machine, you get $1 back, that's gambling. It's simple. It's simple. It doesn't need to get complicated. You put money in the machine, you get money back, it's gambling. If I'm not mistaken, many years ago, the people voted against gambling on a law that was for to help out with the Guam Greyhound or something to that effect, if I'm not mistaken. So if the people voted down on that law on gambling, then you know what the leaders got to do? They got to count their days, because if they vote no against the Lena Nelson's bill, their days are numbered. Their days are numbered. And I got no special interest here. I am not speaking for anyone but myself and the people and those that are struggling. That's the only reason why I'm doing this. I could give pardon the French, I could care less about special interests. If somebody were to give me hush money, let me tell you right now, you can't buy my morals, my standards, and my values. You cannot buy that. Because I've done lost everything already and I'm getting it back.
So this just into Kandit Newsroom. We have learned that the owners of King's Restaurant in Compadres Mall have ordered that the machines be shut down and removed from their establishment.
Good job, Jesse. Good job, brother,
Hallelujah.
man.
I think it's so sad that it has to be a citizen from out there. How many officers, how how many lawyers, the AG, the people who work at the AG's office, maybe the AG himself has walked into King's and eaten there.
And Fun Fair at the Micronesia Mall.
And nothing gets done. That the our issues here on Guam are, people it's been going on forever. When you know that it's going on and you just sit there and you watch it go on, you're part of that problem.
Yep.
So you need to take a back seat and let us do our thing.
Let us do our thing. Now, we have some B-roll to cover my reading, right? The police responded to King's Restaurant in Compadres Mall. So this is the story you can find on CandidNews.com this afternoon to take a police complaint for illegal gambling occurring inside the restaurant. Guam resident Jesse Mendiola said he called police to file a police complaint after witnessing gambling devices inside the restaurant and seeing children touching the machines. He said it is difficult to control the area because there are no physical barriers keeping children away from the gambling machines. Officers from Dededo Precinct responded and investigated the machines. The officer then asked Mendiola to follow him to Dededo Precinct to finish their investigation. According to Mendiola, he filed a criminal complaint against the individuals and businesses based on the law prohibiting gambling machines from being inside premises that have minors under the age of 18 on site. Mendiola named as suspects Guam Music Inc., Gil Shinahara, Connie Jo Brennan Shinahara, John Torres, Sheila Torres, Thomas A.P. Tahaji, that's my prim, Lauren Bromley, King's Restaurant, Global Food Services LLC, doing business as GFS Group, Lucy M. Alcorn, President and CEO of Global Food Services LLC, Clifford A. Guzman, Vice President, Technical Operations, Global Food Services LLC, and David A. Alcorn, Vice President, New Business Development, Global Food Services LLC. Now, whether the Alcorns and Mr. Guzman are able to escape criminal prosecution for the existence and operation of the Liberty Machine game rooms today, before the complaint was made and when the complaint was made, I don't know. I mean, a crime was committed. So I don't know if them getting rid of the Liberty Machines now makes a difference. Maybe it'll make a difference to a jury, to show that maybe they'll say, oh, we didn't know it was illegal, which is not a defense. Ignorance of the law is not a defense of a crime. But, I mean, they could say that. They could say, we took it out as soon as we found out that there was a criminal problem here. But I don't know. These are supposed to be pillars of our community who are supposed to understand the law better than the rest of us. And the rest of us get sent to jail all the time for all kinds of stuff. But this is a clear violation of the law. It is a misdemeanor according to Guam law. And it needs to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Oh, look, I have a 10. Now, we did get Connie Jo Brennan Shinahara's, we got her, we asked her for a statement this afternoon. About, we asked her, Miss Brennan Shinahara, it's been found that the Liberty Machines that you own that are in Harmon Kings are illegal because of the prohibition against these devices operating on premises where there are children. May we have a comment from you? And this is the comment that she sent to us. Oh boy, it's a good day for her. Oh, Jesse Mendiola, you just made our day, man. Oh, so lest you think that this is the only thing going on in our community that is trying to taint your children, we went to Chuck E. Cheese on the source information that there were Liberty Machines at Chuck E. Cheese. Well, as it turns out, there are no Liberty machines at Chuck E. Cheese unless it's behind one of those doors that rat comes out
No,
of.
I think it's just I guess information getting caught in the weeds, because the person who's also an owner of Chuck E. Cheese is also part owner of those gambling machines. Guam Music.
We did find something else, and let's go ahead and cast to my screen so people can see this.
Hello. So, I'm at Chuck E. Cheese because there were a couple of comments that came in that said that there were Liberty machines here at Chuck E. Cheese. Well, actually, there are no Liberty machines here. There are a lot of children, though, like a lot of children. But I did find something pretty freaking interesting. So, I want to show you. You guys are familiar with Chuck E. Cheese. There's, all these different machines, right? Like skee ball. Who doesn't love skee ball? And basketball, whatever. And oh goodness me. Like regular games. Like these are all like kids games, right? That thing literally has a pull down thing. That gambling machines for freaking kids. Now, the prizes it's not cash, or they're tickets, the tickets that you could get from any of these other machines. But, I mean, this is the same kind of concept as cigarette candies. Teach them young, folks. Teach them young. How to gamble. That's a jumbo jackpot. I'm not lying. I am not freaking lying. That says jumbo jackpot. There's a kid right here. Oh my good lord. Oh my goodness. Yeah, slots for Tots. This kid is trying to play the slot. Oh my god. Oh my good lord. Big win, super spin. Oh, she won. Look, she won a lot. And she's very, very happy. Oh, and her parents are very happy too. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. What in the F?
I can't make this stuff up. I didn't put that little Korean girl there. That was not a setup. It was not orchestrated. She just started to play this thing, and she won. She hit the freaking jackpot at this Vegas-style machine for kids. Now, of course, she didn't win money from it, but she did. You take those tickets, and you can get toys and whatever, right? But it's the same darn concept. She just, oh no, oh ma, and then her mom came, and her mom was freaking happy that her kid hit the freaking jackpot. And that's at Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah. Anyway, so the owners of these game rooms are the ones who are named in Jesse Mendiola's criminal complaint to the Guam Police Department. And we'll try to get more from GPD tomorrow about where this is going. And if they tell us that they've forwarded this to the Attorney General's office for disposition, then we'll try to find out more from the Attorney General's office as well. When we asked the Attorney General's office earlier whether the Attorney General, Leven Camacho, would be at the scene of the Kings thing, Carlina Charfers from the Attorney General's office says that the officers there should be able to make the arrest. Now, no arrest was made, probably because this is such a controversial issue. Maybe because the owners of these game rooms are gigantic contributors to politicians.
Well, they're not supposed to decide who gets arrested and who doesn't. They need to follow the law. And
it was Jesse Mendiola who was informing the officer of what the law is.
Of course.
That's what was happening.
Of course.
So, right, Chelu, when we were filming that whole thing happening, Mr. Mendiola was informing the officer of what the law was, right, and showing him the law?
Yes.
And the officer was listening intently. and did not dismiss him or anything like that. But he did say that he needed to send this one to his superiors to take a look at this.
Thank God that it was a good officer that came and not.
Yeah.
I really wish it was like Benny Babalta or some.
What would he say? What is this? What is this? Is there meth inside the machine?
No, he would have told Jesse to spread his legs. He's gonna search him. Take out everything from his pockets. And boy, well, what car are you driving, out there? Open it so I can check it.
Let me see your ID. Then you fix it.
Okay, so last night, in the heat of getting to like the good stuff about what we uncovered regarding this whole gambling thing, our internet went down. But we found out today that it had nothing to do with iTeeny.
Yep.
It has everything to do with someone coming around these premises and scrambling our signal because of a firewall router, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah, whatever. So we since fixed that and issued a threat on social media. It's not difficult to find out who these people are when they use stuff like that. Very hard not to cuss here. Getting upset about these people scrambling our feed in the middle of our live cast when we have so much good stuff to get to.
Troy was so, like when women are angry, right? We clean the whole house, like good women end up cleaning the whole house, like things that they haven't cleaned in a long time, like their drawer of knickknacks, they clean that out, right? Or they just they sweep and mop the floor, really good. Well, Troy last night after the live cut, like he did not. Called iTeeny. He had some words. I took the phone. Well, he got up from his seat, went into the kitchen, and all I smell is cooking. So I'm like, ooh, somebody's mad. I am out of here. I left.
You should have. Did you try it? It's a whole pot of sinigang. It's really. They said it's really good. Eric ate twice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Eric's a big boy.
Tammy ate twice too.
Yesterday and today.
Yeah, it's really good stuff. So anyway, we did some research for you, and involving the 7 senators who, and it's not all 7 of them either, but the 7 senators who have been approached by the owners of Guam Music Inc., more
And their
particularly Gil
affiliates.
Shinihara
Yeah.
and Connie Jo Brennan Shinihara. And can we just all not forget that Connie Jo Brennan Shinihara is an appointed member of the Leon Guerrero cabinet. She is the deputy manager of the seaport. And she has access to the docks and et cetera, et cetera. Let's all not forget this point, that this woman who...
and she was appointed special person to take care of the port people.
Oh, yes, that's correct.
Let's not forget that. That is our main thing. That she was appointed special investigator, or what is she called? What was she called?
I think she led the ad hoc committee investigating the Port 7 case.
Right, to figure it out who's who and what's what and do all of that.
So, yeah, Connie Jo, we didn't forget that. So, there are seven of the 15 Guam senators who've been approached, and there's probably more. We just haven't had, our inside information hasn't produced anything new aside from these 7 senators. But they include Senator Kelly Marsh Taitano, Senator Joseph Augustine, Senator Luis Borja Munya.
Who actually has an appointment it's on her calendar to
Yes.
meet with Gil Shinihara.
Senator Will Castro, Senator Tello Taitigui, Senator Clint Rigel, and Senator Amanda Shelton. Can we start with the first, what do you call that? The listing of contributions thing? We're gonna go through those, so I want to explain to people. But don't post it onto the screen directly. Just post it onto the TV behind us.
Which one is that?
I want-
Refresh my memory.
It has
it's
circles.
from
It
last
has
night.
red circles.
Okay.
I want to have pretty pictures like those senators.
You're very pretty without
how do we do
all
that?
that makeup.
No, like I want to
Oh,
do
that's a
like
portrait.
professional.
We do those. Those are portrait studios.
Oh.
Kandit Public Relations does that. This one. What's the name of this one? This file.
Cello.
Hello.
This is Senator Tello Sadigui.
Yes.
So
You have to take it out the clip.
it's a whole thing here. All right. So this is a listing of. It's a partial listing of the contributions that Senator Tello Sadigui received in the pre-primary election period in the 2018 election, and you can see here the dates from June 14, 2018 on down. On July 12, 2018, Tello took $500 from Gil Shinihara. So that's one. Can we go to the next one? Oi, what happened? Is there a way to...
Smaller.
I can't adjust it here.
Which one is this? This is Kelly Taitano, right?
Yes.
Senator Kelly Taitano, and I'm sorry, I can't see the date, but this is also in the pre-primary period, took $200 from Connie Jo Shinihara. Look at the address, 245 San Roque Drive, Barragata, Guam, 96913. That's very important to look at or to remember in the next ones. Let's go to the next one. Whose one is this one? This is, oh, Louise Munya. Guys, I love making fun of her because she's dumb, and I cannot believe that she's a freaking senator. But that's all of our fault. And if you think about it,
I did not vote for her.
well, I didn't vote for her either, but just collectively as a people, it's all our fault for the reason she's elected.
Okay, I guess.
No, but have you thought about this? Someone brought this to my attention just yesterday, and I was like, get the F out of here.
What?
She's been a senator twice. 2 times, people. Come on. We cannot be that stupid. She's already really dumb, okay? And we were stupid twice to put her in. You couldn't tell by the hair that she's an idiot? Oh my God. This is her contribution list. Look at all of these people who've contributed, all these companies, all of these rich people who've contributed to that idiot becoming a senator. All these amounts, 100, 400, 1,000, 500, 200.
Leader there.
Because she's stupid. Yeah, that's because she's bought. This is, by the way, this expenditures and contributions report is where you can find how much it costs to buy a senator. This is exactly where you find it. At the top of this list, Pedro R. Pangilinan, that's the late Dongo Pangilinan, on July 3, 2018, gave her $1,000. Toward the bottom, on the same date, Tom Tahaji from Guam Music Inc. gave her $500. Can we go to the next one? Speaker Barnes has 2 sheets. Now, it's not that she has 2 sheets because she only has 2 sheets of contributions. It's that she has 2 sheets where we found executives from Guam Music Inc. giving her money. Again, look at all these different people who've given Speaker Barnes money. All right. On July 27, 2018, Tom Tahaji gave her 2 checks of $500 each on the same day. Gil Shinihara, on the same day, July 27, 2018, gave her $500. There's the address, 245 San Roque Drive, Barragata, 96913. Go to the next one. And apparently, everyone who, I guess, lives in Gil Shinihara's house gave a crap ton of money to Speaker Barnes on that same exact day, July 27, 2018. Connie Jo Shinihara gave her $1,000. Elizabeth Shinihara, Gil Shinihara's sister, who apparently lives in the same house, gave another $1,000. Ryan Shinihara, same address, $1,000. Matthew Shinihara, same address, $1,000. Alex Shinihara, same address, $500. From the Shiniharas that day, $5,000 to Speaker Tina Munya Barnes. And then at the bottom of this list, on August 9, 2018, $500 from Guam Music Inc. Crazy. This is how much it costs to pay for senators.
Tina Munya Barnes hasn't responded to us, right?
In the beginning, she said that she believes that these Liberty machines are not good for society. So there's a glimmer of hope there that despite, if Speaker Barnes votes for Senator Talina Nelson's bill, it will show us, it will be a wonderful demonstration of how political contributions do not affect her vote. If she ends up voting against, Vice Speaker Talina Nelson's bill, it shows us, of course, another side of things, you know? Because that's a lot of money that went into her political coffers. Now, we're not done reviewing the campaign contributions and expenditures reports, and we only reviewed the reports of the 7 who were sent to us. As Senator Clinton Ridgell told us, he does not receive campaign contributions greater than $50, and he did not believe that he received any contributions from any of those people, and he was right. His campaign contributions and expenditures report shows no money from Guam Music Inc. or any of its executives. Of course, Senator Amanda Shelton. We don't even have to put it. Senator Amanda Shelton's family is the original gambling family of this island, and her mother's maiden name is Graciela Shinehara. She's Gil Shinehara's sister. And so Amanda Shelton's grandmother, Amanda Shelton, was the person who started the whole gambling thing back in the 60s and 70s or whatever that was, along with Amanda Shelton's father, the former late Senator Austin Shelton, or Sonny Shelton is what he was called.
Connie snitched on.
The one that Connie Jo snitched on, yes, back in 1997.
I just had to say it. Sorry.
It's a family affair, as Mary J. Blige would say. And then so that gambling thing has moved on to Graciela's generation, which would include Gil Shinehara. It's a whole family thing. Connie Jo Shinehara and them. Apparently, Elizabeth Shinehara. Oh, that's right. Elizabeth Shinehara is the operator of one of the game rooms. That's right. I forgot about that. And that's not Gil's ex-wife. That's Gil's sister. And I guess she lives in the same house as Gil and his wife and whoever all these other Shineharas are, the Ryan, Matthew, and Alex. I don't know their family personally. The ones who did not have campaign contributions from Guam Music Inc. or their affiliate or their executives on paper are Will Castro and Joseph Augustine.
Joseph, that's weird.
Well, yes, it is. Well, let's talk about that. Now, there are, throughout these expenditures and contributions reports, are other areas where you see revenue coming into these campaigns for senator and for governors. Well, we haven't even gone over the gubernatorial one. But, for instance, Senator Joseph Augustine wants us to believe that on one occasion at a small restaurant on Guam, he made, out of $25 tickets, $15,000. Now, what's that? Do we have those? Mm-hmm. No, upload it to the TriCaster.
Let me send it now.
So, Senator Joseph Augustine wants us to believe that at a small restaurant on a certain date before the primary election last year, he made $15,000 off of $25 tickets. Yes, I remember that. But does Eric have it?
Eric, do you have it?
The pictures of Gil and Joseph Augustine from Jacob Nakamura last night. Now, the $25 donation is a significant number because Guam law says that you have to report the name of the donor and the address of the donor who donates more than $25 at a time. So these senatorial candidates and these senators, the reason they have these $20 fundraisers and these $10 fundraisers or whatever is so that they can hide the money that's given to their campaigns by big businesses. What they do is these bigger corporations or these richer people, they will donate beyond the cap, which is $1,000 per candidate per election, per person. And they'll donate beyond the cap. And what the politicians would do is hand out the tickets. And it'll look like they have this big fandango that's going on or whatever. Or if there is a capacity situation, then they won't pass out those tickets. They'll just say that all of these people attended their fundraiser. So at $15,000 was made at $25 a ticket. Joe Augustine wants us to believe that during one lunch hour at a small restaurant, 600 people showed up. And that's how these politicians are hiding the money that
Who's giving them that money, right?
yeah, and that's how they're being purchased, basically. Now we have, though Senator Joe Augustine is telling the Guam Election Commission that he's not receiving funding from Gil Shinihara and from Guam Music Inc. and all that. We found pictures. Well, Jacob Nakamura found pictures that suggest otherwise. Have you uploaded them yet, Chalu? This is outside a fundraiser. Oh, Russia one.
Committed to re-elect Joe Augustine.
That's inside another fundraiser. August 1, 2018. Next one. No, there's one very important one with the ticket.
Yeah, I sent that to you, Prem.
Email?
It doesn't have Joe or Gil in them. It's the ticket that the guy is holding that's very important.
Send it one more time.
I'm sending it.
One second, guys. We're just loading up a picture.
Sent. Check your junk, K Prem.
Oh, yeah.
You got it?
No, Prim.
Okay. Well, anyway, so this picture, hopefully we'll get this picture in before the newscast ends. But what this picture shows is a raffle prize that somebody
Can you
won
receive it there?
at
Can
one
you
of,
put that there?
at one of, I don't
Oh,
want to
wait,
screw up
I
my.
got it. Stand by. Stand by. It was sent from Kandit. Stand by. Okay, here we go. Ready? So it's the one with the ticket, right?
Yeah, the guy holding the ticket in the middle. Are you able to cue in to that ticket, or to make the ticket bigger?
No, shut him up.
Okay, so if you guys can squint your eyes and look at what that ticket says, this is someone at the re-election campaign fundraiser for Senator Joe Augustine on October 6, 2018, won a raffle prize. And that ticket, that raffle prize, is a gift certificate for Guam Music Inc. That guy can go play Liberty now.
Nice.
Very nice, huh? I bet that wasn't reported. No, that was not reported at all in Senator Joe Augustine's campaign expenditures and contributions report. You know, if they're going to do non-reportable things, they should not post pictures of them on Facebook.
I think after this year, people are going to be really, especially shady people, they're really going to be
Reluctant to post?
probably won't even have a Facebook. Forget the Facebook. Forget Kandit. Because, and if you notice, that lady Kathy, the one that likes to post the stuff
Oh,
about
Kathy
the-
Flores?
about the governor, she hasn't really posted anything. She probably got creamed.
Okay, I'll blow off this one.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't from Guam Music Inc. It was from Holiday Bingo. Yeah, and that was not reported in Senator Joe Augustine's campaign contributions and expenditures report. So anyway, wait, hold on. I have told that. So these contributions from gambling lords, that's just the tip of the iceberg, guys. Now, how their entire industry came to be is where the political junction started, where this corruption junction started between politicians and these game room owners, because they needed the politicians to change certain things, change certain laws, in order for them to have their licenses to operate. Do we have do you have the one file called antitrust?
Yes, I do. Provision and law one. Antitrust law and antitrust law provision contractors.
Is there one that says one?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go to one. Now, back in the day, this was when the Liberty machines first were unlicensed. Oh shoot, it's that doesn't come down, huh? Does it?
It's the dimensions.
So back when the Liberty machines were their licenses were revoked in order for the licenses to be given back, and this was at a time when there was more than one Liberty machine operator and owner. It wasn't just Guam Music. There were two other companies that had licenses to these machines. There was not a monopoly at the time. There was competition. Now, to get the licenses back, the legislature, or the Department of Revenue and Taxation, I'm sorry, had to create these rules and regulations. And one of those rules and regulations said the machines that were in existence on a certain date were the only machines that would be licensed or allowed. Correct. And the only company that had machines that were licensed by that certain date was Guam Music Inc. And that's why only 1,200 out of, I think, 1,800 machines or 1,600 machines were licensed. They eliminated the competition. Now, the antitrust law of Guam says that something like that is completely illegal to do because two or more people conspired to make that happen so that Guam Music Inc. would have a monopoly on this island. And according to the antitrust laws of Guam, it is unlawful for a contract combination or conspiracy between two or more in restraint of or to monopolize trade or commerce in a whatever that says is unlawful. And then go to number 2 on antitrust laws. All contracts and agreements in violation of subsection, the thing we just read, shall be void, and any person threatened with injury or injured. So I don't know if the Attorney General's office has made a case about this yet, about the violations of antitrust that went on back then and that continue to go on as this Liberty Machine thing receives its licenses every year, and we're gonna get to licenses in just a minute because there's something very interesting to reveal about this whole thing. Or whenever senators come up with some bill or some law that in some way affects these Liberty Machines, what they've all done is conspired to promote a monopoly in Guam Music Inc. And that is against our laws. And why the Attorney General's office hasn't used this law to do something about that, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. Hopefully they do something about it, though. Now, the licenses. A few days ago, well, a couple of weeks ago, we asked the Department of Revenue and Taxation for all of the 1,200 business licenses for these Liberty Machines. And we got a note back from Lawrence Terlahi over at Rev and Tax. And we asked for more than just the licenses, but go ahead and cast to my screen, Chelo. God bless you, by the way. So our October 18, 2019 request for information, we said, please email me copies of all the inspection reports of the gaming devices known as Liberty or Symbolics machines dating back to fiscal year 2014. Please send me the rules and protocols by whatever names these documents are called that guide the timing and manner by which these machines are to be inspected. Please email me copies of all 1,200 business licenses for the so-called Liberty and Symbolics machines DRT continues to license. Let's start with that one. DRT records reflect a total of 382 Liberty and Symbolics machines registered with our agency. The current number of licenses is lower in total. Copies of these licenses require payment prior to release from the General Licensing and Registration Branch. Stop right there, everyone. There are 1,200 of these machines operating all over this island. Why are there only 382 registered with the Department of Revenue and Taxation? All of that financial data that we've been reporting over the past 3 weeks regarding this whole Liberty thing apparently hasn't been based on the financial data of 1,200 machines that are in operation throughout this island. They've only been based on 382 machines. Do you understand how much unreported revenue that is? How much black market money that is? How in trouble these machine owners are? And you want to know something else? If you go back to number one, the answer to number one, go back to my screen, Chelo. About the inspection reports, DRT was unable to locate any inspection reports for the Liberty or Symbolics machines for this time period. Holy emmer effer. Come back off. The reason Reverend Tax doesn't know that 1,200 machines are in operation or about all... Yeah, there's no inspections. There's never been one inspection.
The meters on the machines.
You know who is checking the meters on the machines?
Who?
Gil Shinehara, Connie Joe Brennan Shinehara, John Torres, Tom Taji. That's who's checking those meters. Checking it twice. Making it naughty and nice for the game room owners. Oh my goodness, they haven't had one inspection of these game rooms. The Department of Revenue and Taxation, all hot and bothered about inspecting the Carnival Casino, which exists for like 1.5 months. But ever since fiscal year 2014, haven't conducted one single inspection. And you want to know what else? Guess who was the chief of inspections at the compliance branch at the Department of Revenue and Taxation before he became a senator? Take one guess. I'll give you one guess. Let's give this like 20 seconds. Do you have the picture ready, Chelo?
I am ready, Cello.
Ready?
Yes.
Let's show everyone the answer. Survey says, yeah. How about that? Guess who's also the chairman of the Legislative Ethics Commission?
Stand by.
Yeah. This is how ridiculously and retardedly corrupted this island is. His job before he was a senator was at the Department of Revenue and Taxation as the head inspector of compliance. And we just found out from the Department of Revenue and Taxation that they're only aware of 382 registered machines out of 1,200, and not a single inspection has been done since fiscal year 2014.
Which also means the money that is being reported on paper is only for 382 machines, not for every other. So imagine over how many years? How much we counted? $107 million, right?
And that's not even for the complete years.
That's only for four. I think a
It
total
was
of
only
4
3 years.
3 years, and that's there's more than half of that. 700 machines? No, 800 machines.
Over 800. So like 812
So
machines,
if
816
for
machines.
382 machines is $107 million that's being reported for 3 years. Imagine.
It's like a $500 million industry. Yeah. And wait
that
a minute.
money, that
And-
the machines that aren't licensed, they're not reporting the financials on those.
They're reporting whatever they want because Revenue Tax doesn't inspect the machines to count the meters. So this industry has been reporting whatever they've wanted to report. Oh, and Connie Joe. That's all the news for tonight.
Yes.
That's all the news for tonight, Guam. We love you and we love Jesse Mendiola.
Good night.